What's up, guys? Welcome back, or it's the first time to your channel, my channel. Thank you. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back, or if it's the first time to my channel, welcome back with you once again. Man, that intro. I'm back again with another physical movie haul with you today. All of these are used movies, but in my, as per usual. And most of these, all but one of these I got from Goodwill. That seems to be my main way of acquiring DVDs these days. It's really the only place that I kind of go, just because the only place I really go anymore is like once a week I go grocery shopping, other than work, obviously. Go grocery shopping. There's a Goodwill right across the street, so I run over there, see what they get. Kind of treat myself with a handful of new movies that I need, maybe some I don't need, to add to my collection. So today, back with you again. I have I have 5 total. 4 from Goodwill, 1 from eBay. So I'm gonna share that with you today. Before I get into it, if you enjoy the video, please, hit the thumbs up. Comments are absolutely fantastic. I love those the most. Take 2 seconds. Let me know what you think about the video. What you think about any of the movies that I talk about. If you agree, disagree, anything like that, I love to read them. And of course, follow so you can see when I post more videos and all that kind of stuff. So, and all my social media links are in the description below. Twitter has become kind of my outlet. Or X, whatever. I still call it Twitter. It become my outlet just to post, movie photos, like screenshots, trailers, video, all that kind of stuff. Just stuff that I enjoy, stuff I think is cool. A lot of like movie content lately. It's more of like a personal, just Twitter, just to share things I enjoy. Try to make Twitter a little bit less toxic, and actually spread some not positivity, but instead of harping on the things that I don't like, to share the things that I do like. So yeah, follow me on any of those if you want to. But let's go ahead and get into why you're here. First and foremost, I'd shown this in another video that I was able to finally pick up Stephen King's Thinner. I absolutely love this movie. One of my favorites. I was able to pick up another copy of this one because the first one I picked up was wonky. First of all, it wasn't widescreen, even though the case says widescreen. It wasn't widescreen. It was letterboxed, and it had this weird thing with the picture was like shaking. So I don't know if it was maybe just a bad transfer or what have you, but I was able to find another copy for a really good price. Hopefully this one's good. I haven't checked it out yet. Hopefully this one's good, because I really want to have this in the collection. I've watched it a lot over the years. Sometimes it pops up on streaming, but it's not always available. So I wanted to own this one to go in my ever expanding Stephen King adaptation collection, and I do have these under S for Stephen King. I have them all together in my collection under Stephen King, so that they're all there together, so that I can just go there and watch. And if I want to have like a Stephen King adaptation marathon, I can just go and just pull all those out and go for it. So yeah, I ended up grabbing one of those. Hopefully that one's good to keep and enjoy. If not, I'm gonna be very upset. But that one I got from eBay. The rest of these are from Goodwill. First one here, picked this up on a whim, and that's like I don't think I showed. I showed it in the last video, and then I tried to show the disc art on there. Plain one on that one, but still pretty good. I like that at least the title is easy to read on the disc. That's always nice. Because if you're new to my channel, And you don't know, I don't keep the cases. I just keep the discs. And there's a preview of what I'm about to talk about. I just keep the discs because they're easier to store that way. Don't take up a lot of room, especially if you have as many as I do. I think I'm probably maybe going on 2,000 movies. It's a lot. And if I had all those cases, I wouldn't have room for anything else. So have those all just, in slips in a CD chest. I have videos of that on the channel if you want to go check that out. Maybe I'll remember to link it in this video or in the description. So yeah, I don't keep the cases, so it's not a big deal for me as long as I'm a big stickler for if the movies have really have disc art, or at least you can see the title of the movie clearly. But next up, we have this double feature here. Of course, Robert Rodriguez. We've got Desperado and Once a Time in Mexico. Of course, with Antonio Banderas and Salma Hayek. I have seen Desperado, but it's been a really long time. I don't remember anything about it. To be honest with you, I remember seeing Once Upon a Time in Mexico when it came out on DVD back in the day. I remember enjoying it, but again, don't remember anything about it. Main reason I saw it was I saw Johnny Depp was in it. He's the villain in the movie, and I'm just like, hell yeah, that was a point in my life where I would literally watch anything that Johnny Depp was in. Did not care what it was about. I would watch it. But yeah, I've seen them. It's been a really long time. But I really do. I like Robert Rodriguez. I like his style. So I decided to grab this for $1.50 because why not? Desperado alone, I think goes for a pretty good amount online, and it's not on any streaming. I don't know about Once Upon a Time in Mexico, but ended up picking this up just kind of on a whim. I was like, do I want to own it? I don't really know, but I did end up picking up really cool disc art for Desperado. And we got Once Upon a Time in Mexico. And, excuse me. And apologize, my allergies are killing me. It's getting that time of year now, and it's really bad. Obviously, it's like the first movie. This is the second, third movie in a trilogy. El Mariachi was the first one by Robert Rodriguez, and then this is the sequel. I had to recast the lead, and we got Antonio Banderas instead, and then the third being Once Upon a Time in Mexico. Like I said, I've seen these at some point in my life. I know I enjoyed them. So I decided to go ahead and grab that for $1.50 because why not? And I give it a watch at some point because, like I said, Desperado, at least as I'm filming this, is not on any streaming services. So decided to pick that up. Next up, I think this one might be kind of the gem for me out of this haul because I love this movie. I watched it a bunch growing up. I probably was watching it too young for the content matter and whatnot, and that is What's Love Got to Do with It, starring Angela Bassett and Lawrence Fishburne, the biopic about Tina Turner. This movie is just fantastic all around, the acting. This made me hate Lawrence Fishburne, or like I get, because he plays Ike Turner. The abuse, manipulation, all that kind of stuff. I because I was young and everything, it's like that's who I knew as Ike Turner, seeing Lawrence Fishburne's portrayal of him on TV. So for a long time, I didn't like Lawrence Fishburne. But then, of course, later on with playing Morpheus in The Matrix, and then going back and rewatching Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, Dream Warriors, and him being in it, and him being really as Larry Fishburne in the credits, and seeing him in that, seeing him in other things, of course, later on in life. It's like I love Lawrence Fishburne, fantastic actor, done some great work. But I remember as a kid hating Lawrence Fishburne because of his portrayal of Ike Turner, or him basically being Ike Turner to me as a kid, because I watched this so many times. Never owned this one. I remember, oddly enough, I think I actually saw this in the theater back as a kid. I want to, what year? It's not going to tell me a year. Of course it's not. But I actually saw this in the theater because my mom had a boyfriend growing up that they would go to the movies pretty much every weekend. That was their thing, and I would would be able to go along. But the only thing about that is we would watch basically whatever they were gonna watch. It wasn't like they were specifically going for like kids movies or whatever. It's like I think we saw some family movies too, but it's like I saw some movies like this one, for example, probably too young. 1993, and it is rated R movie. I think probably mostly because of the violence in this one. Like I said, Ike Turner very abusive to Tina. But I remember seeing this, as a kid in the theater, and then and enjoying it, liking it, and for a long time, like I was talking about Lawrence Fishburne basically being Ike Turner to me, it's like Angela Bassett was Tina Turner to me for a long time, and because you're a kid, you're a kid. Anyway, but yeah, enjoyed this movie, especially the music. Because I always loved music, especially in this movie, and Tina Turner. And then anytime it would come on TV, I catch it on TV, I would end up watching it. Just a fantastic movie. She did Angela Bassett did a great job. I mean, Lawrence Fishburne too. Is like they both did fantastic in this movie. Such a good movie, but essentially a biopic about Tina Turner. And Ike Turner as well, but mostly Tina, the rise of Tina Turner. Rest in peace, obviously, to Tina. But yeah, fantastic movie. If you've never got a chance to see it, especially if you're a fan of Tina Turner, if you're a fan of Angela Bassett, check it out. Fantastic movie. All right, next up, this was one that was on my list recently because my fiance and I were talking about it because she was in the hospital recently. I had a hospital stay. I'd gone to visit, and Grown Ups and Grown Ups 2 played on, I think, FX that day while I was there. I caught, I've never seen Grown Ups or Grown Ups 2. I caught Grown Ups about halfway through, and then we watched Grown Ups 2 pretty much in its entirety. We were talking about Rob Schneider, and it's like I know that there's been some, as I'm recording this, there's been some recent drama with him and his daughter, and the fact that he's just kind of, become sort of like a right wing loon, like so many, unfortunately, in recent years. But we were talking about Rob Schneider and stuff, and the fact that he's he was never really the leading man. He always did really good in the roles, essentially all the roles or cameos that he was in, cameos and roles, I guess, in Adam Sandler movies. But he did have leading roles in a couple of movies, and this was one of them. We got the hot chick, and I enjoyed him as the leading man. I thought I enjoyed it, for the time, obviously. I enjoyed the hot chick, The Animal, Deuce Bigalow, Mel Gigolo. European Gigolo was not as good. Probably shouldn't have made a sequel. But I enjoyed the Rob Schneider led, movies. So we talked about that. So I added those to my list for movies to look out for. Hot Chick and The Animal and Deuce Bigalow. Don't own any of those. Seen them countless number of times, but it's always been on TV or movie channels or something like that. But walked into Goodwill the other day, and there was the Hot Chick on the shelf. So of course I was just like, well, I gotta buy that. Like I said, just added it to my list. But yeah, The Hot Chick with Rob Schneider. He's fantastic in this. It's also got Anna Faris and I'm blanking on her name, and she is the more famous one. Rachel McAdams. I don't know why I blanked on her name. I could not think of it. If there was a gun to my head, I would have just, not be here anymore. Rachel McAdams is in it. Like I said, Anna Faris. But essentially, it's let's see. Jessica Spencer is the hottest, most popular girl in high school, but she gets a big dose of reality when she wakes up in the body of a 30-something-year-old low-life male and quickly discovers that trading on your looks isn't so easy when you're a girl who constantly needs a shave. How in the world can Jessica convince her friends it really is her, and how can she change herself back into a teenage girl? But essentially it's like Rachel McAdams is kind of the lead girl, I guess, technically. Rob Schneider is this low life like criminal, I think. I want to say he's a criminal. And they switch bodies for some reason. And then she wakes up and she's in the body of Rob Schneider's character. Of course, hilarity ensues. It's 2003, early 2000s comedies. That I was a teenager, so they're gonna hold a special place in my heart. But I remember really enjoying this movie, and I think it still holds up to me, at least the last time I saw it. And my fiance and I, we constantly are quoting from this movie, especially the one, "It's me, Jessica, I'm in here," like all the time. So it makes sense that I have to own this. And like I said, it's like I enjoyed the Rob Schneider led comedies. Was he the greatest? No, but he had this. He had something. I don't know. He had something that made you want to like him. It's a shame that he may end up to be a piece of crap human being, and that's unfortunate. But these days I've kind of learned, especially at this age, it's just like because of all the stuff that's come out about all these people that you've grown up with, growing up not necessarily idolizing, but enjoyed and stuff, and you've enjoyed their work or whatever, and then you find out that they're a piece of shit and they've done terrible things or they're a terrible person. You kind of have to separate the art from the artist, because if not, you're just going to continue to lose pieces of your childhood and you're just going to become old and bitter. Or older and more bitter, I guess, because you're losing all this stuff that you loved so much, and that takes you back to the innocence and the carefree days of your youth. So I guess that's I've learned to do that just so I can kind of preserve that the I guess my youth or whatever, preserve something. I've had to kind of learn to separate the real from the not, I guess, or something. I don't know. That's a little bit more deep than I want to get into this video, but yeah. So Rob Schneider's definitely one of those. Like I can still watch those movies. I can still be okay with him and those characters, because again, he's playing character, and it's different when it's a movie because they're playing someone different. And you can like the character and everything like that, not necessarily like the person. And I guess it depends on what the offense is or the crime is or whatever, what have you. So, but yeah, The Hot Chick with Rob Schneider, fantastic pickup. Especially, like I said, I just added those Rob Schneider movies to my list to look out for, and I was able to go ahead and check one off the list. Last but certainly not least is a rebuy, basically. We got a remake of John Carpenter's The Fog This is, of course, not John Carpenter, but this was like the early 2000s remake that they did of The Fog. I really enjoy this movie. Dare I say, like this one better than the original. Maybe that's just me. I'm probably going to get, chased through town square with pitchforks and stuff for saying that, because John Carpenter's one of those that has just reached a pinnacle, reached the icon status, just like with Stephen King and stuff like that. You're not supposed to say anything negative about him or whatever, but it's just like, I'll give credit where credit's due, obviously, for what he did and stuff. Halloween, even though I think it's extremely overrated at this point, or overhyped. But Halloween, and I love They Live. They Live, my absolute favorite. Love that movie so much. And all the other movies, The Thing, of course. But so you're not supposed to say anything negative, but arguably, or I think at least the last time I watched either one of these, just, and I could rewatch them and think completely different, but I think I like this one more than the original. Anyway, I ended up rebuying this because the first one I had picked up at Goodwill a couple months ago at this point, I think, was a full screen and didn't realize it. But I'd gone one day and I saw that they had the widescreen of it, so I ended up picking this one up to obviously like swap out. It's in really good condition as well. And I don't think I showed the yeah, I did. I showed the disc for Hot Chick. It was just a plain one, that's why. And the disc for The Fog. But I remember this one being pretty good, honestly, and it's like, Tom Welling, Maggie Grace, and Selma Blair, of course, which I had such a huge crush on at the time, because of like Cruel Intentions, and I was younger when Cruel Intentions was out, so don't come at me thinking I'm like some pedo or something like that. I mean, when I first saw Cruel Intentions, whenever I was like a appropriate age, back in like 97 did that movie come out in, whatever, or was it 99? I can't remember. Anyway, but with that and The Sweetest Thing, and of course Hellboy, but yeah, The Fog, widescreen, of course. So, but there you go. That is my haul for this video. I was able to add technically just 3 new movies, and then I had to do some swaps or whatever, some upgrades for 2 of the other ones here. But not a bad haul, if I do say so myself. But that's gonna do it for this one. Probably a good time because my cats are starting to wrestle over here, make a bunch of racket. So probably a good time to end the video anyway. But as usual, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Comments. If you've seen any of these movies, you enjoy any of these movies. If you hate these movies, as long as, be respectful, go ahead and drop it in the comments. But that's going to do it for this one, guys. And thank you so much for watching. And as I always try to say when I close out these videos, stay awesome and keep collecting.